Edge of your mouth there, without rubbing. There, thank you.
ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमहायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ. So the essence of Upanishad, and the name Upanishad. Upanishad means self-knowledge. One can know the world or not, it doesn't make much difference. But the very knower of the world, if one doesn't know, one has a big loss. Iha chedavedit atasatyamasti na chediha vedit mahati vinashtihi. Because one is limitless. And in fact, one is born with a desire to know oneself. Really. One doesn't know that, that's a different issue. One is born with this, a natural desire to be happy, natural desire to gain peace in the life, natural desire to be secure. And it's everyone's experience that one feels secure, one is with oneself. When one is peaceful, one is with oneself. When one is happy, one is with oneself. That shows that oneself may be of the nature of happiness. All these things are told from this seat. Everyone has experience, but one has not analyzed the experiences. Analysis of one's own available experiences is Vedanta. That's it. It may be a waking state experience, a dream state experience, or a deep sleep state experience, or the experiences, its different experiences in the waking state itself are analyzed thoroughly. And it is true. Many things we experience and we consider that as a knowledge, but that's not true. You experience blue sky, but you take there is a really blue sky. It's a mistake. You definitely need an analysis of that experience of blue sky through the science. Then you discover that you experience one thing, but the reality is just contrary to that thing. There is no blue sky. Same way, one experiences, one is limited, insecure, one is stressed, one is anxious. That's my experience. And that is real. I take it for granted. If you analyze the experiences through Vedanta, you find you are contrary to that. Just contrary. Experience is not knowledge. Analysis of experience with a proper, valid source of knowledge then leads to the knowledge. Anyway, so we also came to know, the student asked yesterday, he asked in the Veda, but then, Kene shitam padati preshitam manaha, kena pranah prathama praiti yuktaha, etc., etc. Kene shitam vacham imam vadanti, chakshushrotram kaudevo yunakti. Well, willed by whom or prompted by whom? In whose presence does the eyes function? Does the ears function? Does the mind function? Does the pranas do their job? Etc., etc. And very typical answer, very beautiful answer given by the teacher. Upanishad is a dialogue between the student and the teacher. Student asked the question, teacher replied in the second mantra. And that is Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manaha Yat Vachoha Vacham Sau Pranasya Pranaha Chakshusha Chakshurati Muchyadhiraha Pretyasman Lokad Amruta Bhavanti. So, indeed the self, the reality that is invariable consciousness, because of which, you hear. Means it is the ear of the ear, eye of the eye, mind of the mind, breath of the breath, speech of the speech. When organ function, you say it is. When eyes don't see, you say there are no eyes. We say also like that. So the eyes function, basically, eyes see because of the consciousness present in the eyes. So ears function because the consciousness present in the ears. The mind functions, thinks, recollects, emotes because the consciousness present in the mind. Therefore, that is the self, which is the ear of the ear, eye of the eye, mind of the mind, etc., etc. That is the invariable consciousness, one consciousness which is present, one and the same consciousness, present in the eyes, is present in the ears, is present in the mind, is present in the pranas, is present in the speech. It is invariable presence, because of which one sees, one hears, one is conscious of what is happening in the mind. And one is conscious of anything. And that consciousness is self-revealing. Before mind thinks, you are present. Before I see, you are present. Oh, eyes have started seeing, therefore I came to know I am there. No, sir. Whether I see or not, you are there, you know. How do you know you are there? How do you know you are there? Have you operated your eyes to see that you are there? Have you operated your ears that then only you came to know you are there? No. Irrespective of the function of the sense organs, sense organs reveal the world. But before they reveal the world, you are very much there. You know you are there. How do you know you are there? You will have to answer me only one. I know I am there. That is my answer, Swami. Don't ask further. Without operation of any means of knowledge, you know you are there. It is self-revealing. The world is not self-revealing. World is revealed through the senses. World is revealed through the inference, right? Through the mind. But you are revealed without any of them. That is self-revealing. What is self-revealing is self-existent. World is revealed and then you say, world is. How do you know if Swami is? Swamiji, I am seeing you. So your eyes reveal me, then you say Swami is. But I is revealed. I is revealed without any means of knowledge. It is a very big thing. It is not an ordinary thing. In fact, the secret of the death lies in this. That is self-existent. Self-existent means Atma is ever existent. If Atma is ever existence, that is existence is its nature. There is no scope that I will become non-existent. Everyone has a fear. Swamiji, someday I will become non-existent. How many years? Death. Everything other than that, Body, etc. is subject to that, but not the I. But anyway, so that is self-existent. So anyway, this self-revealing, self-existent, self-evident. Everything is evident to the self, and self is self-evident. Everything is revealed to the self, self is self-revealing. Everything is proven existent through the self, self is self-existent. In fact, the self lends existence to everything. That's how it is. Anyway, and so Shruti purposely revealed here Shrotrasya Shrotram Chakshusha Chakshuhu. Means you need not search for that. Deva, he asked, right? Kau Devo Yunatti. What is that effulgent being because of which, well, the mind lends upon various objects, etc., but everything functions? Well, that effulgent being is the consciousness, that is the self. And why it is said like this, Shrotrasya Shrotram? Because it is never separate from you. That effulgent being, that consciousness is never separate from you. So you see various objects, hear different sounds, know various thoughts takes place in your mind because of the presence of consciousness in all of them. It is an invariable presence without which none of them exist. And this invariable presence is consciousness. The sound is sound consciousness is form consciousness is taste consciousness is. Touch, different forms of touch are, well, consciousness is. Anyway, thought is thought consciousness is. So that is how we say it is the ear of the ear, eye of the eye, mind of the mind, and breath of the breath, speech of the speech. So Shrotrasya Shrotram, etc., well, the teacher has answered like this. Well, it has revealed two facts, that without the presence of the consciousness, the self, the senses cannot perform their respective functions, their cognitive task. So it is invariably present in all the variables. Sounds are many, tastes are many, colors and forms are many, right? Sense organs are many, everything is many. But the consciousness which illumines them, which make them function, is one and the same. What is present behind the eyes is present behind the ears. What is present behind the ears is present behind the sense of touch. One and same consciousness is present behind everything. It is invariable. So in every cognition there is a presence of consciousness. And you can't define consciousness. You need not define consciousness. In fact, consciousness is only a word, while the meaning of that word is just you. That's it. I. And so, when I say consciousness, definitely you don't see the meaning in form of some object, etc. Yesterday also I told also. So it's not an object available for you to objectify. At the same time, it is self-revealing. That self-revealing consciousness is present in the ears, eyes, mind, etc., and making them hear, see, think, etc. And that is how Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha, Vacho Vacham, etc. This is one. Another fact revealed by the statement Shrotrasya Shrotram by the teacher is the existence aspect of everything. And so a thing exists because consciousness is. So ear is, consciousness is. Eyes are, consciousness is. Without consciousness, try to prove the existence of ears or eyes, nothing. And therefore, because of which the ear is, eye is, etc. Well, so the existence aspect also is revealed by the answer of the teacher, Shrotrasya Shrotram. So like the wave is, because of the water. So I can define the water in a manner. It is tarangasya tarangam, right? So wave of the wave, because of which the wave exists. And that is the water. So same way, Shrotrasya Shrotram, because of which the ear is, because of which the eye is. So close, you do not have to imagine anything. It's here, right here. Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manaha. Also from the existence aspect, also is a very, very correct way of expression by the teacher, Shrotrasya Shrotram. Or from the functional aspect, because of the presence of consciousness in the sense organs and organs of actions, etc., well, they are able to do their job that way also. And therefore, all Shrotra, etc., well, derives its existence from the consciousness, and the sense organs, etc. Therefore, they are non-separate. Anything which derives an existence is non-separate from the lender of the existence. Like I told you, the wave derives its existence from the water, then wave is non-separate from the water. And therefore, they are all apparent, mithya. Wave is mithya. Water is satyam. Same way, all the sense organs, organs of action, the prana, etc., they derive their existence from the consciousness, and therefore they are apparent. They are mithya. And consciousness, which is invariably present, lending existence to everything, is satyam. This is how we can say. So there is no distance between a ear and consciousness. There is no distance between I and consciousness, right? There is no demarcation, marking line between a ear and consciousness, because it's non-separate. There is no marking line between a wave and the water. Wave and water. You cannot say this is wave and this is water. Totally non-separate. So this is what called mithya satyam. Wave is mithya, water is satyam, same way consciousness is satyam, invariable, and these all variables are apparent, etc. So they all exist on account of me. I am self-existent. But this is, you said, I am consciousness, self-existent, etc. But my revelation about me is I am hearer, I am seer, etc. Well, that is true, because what is non-separate from you, you don't know your real nature. Then what is non-separate from you, you put thy sense into that. The I is non-separate from the consciousness, but you don't know that you are consciousness. So you say I am I. Identifying with the I, placing the I in the I, you say I am a seer. Placing the I in the ears, you say I am hearer. Placing the I in the feet, well, you say I am walker. Placing the I in the mind, you say I am thinker. So you place the I because you don't know that you are just consciousness. You are the very invariable factor lending existence to all this. They are apparent, you don't know. And they are non-separate, so close. So you place the I sense in all of them, and then you give your introduction. It's fine. So I should stop Swamiji to saying I am not hearer, etc. I should say like that. No, you should not. This is your reality. In transaction, you are here because you have to use the instruments. You have to use the instruments to know the world. There are sounds. You have to use this instrument. So you place I into that and transact. That exactly like the actor. He knows he is actor, so and so. But while playing the role, transaction, well, he identifies with that role and transact. So the individual, sense of individuality, the ego, etc., is a transactional reality. But frankly, really speaking, you are free from everything. You are the truth of everything. You are essence of everything. You lend existence to everything. You pervade everything. You are the very Atma of everything, etc. That's your reality. So, and same way in the physical body also. The whole physical body also is a conscious entity with a one sense organ called sense of touch that is present all over the body. And that is how the consciousness is available in the body. And so you say, I am physical body. The way you say, I am sense organs, I am seer, etc. The same way you say, I am a human being also, because it's a human body. So you say, I am a human being. So, and even same way one takes even the thought as also I. Any thought. In fact, you are very much present in the whole thought, in every thought. But not knowing that you are the one which lends existence to the thought, which illumines the thought, you don't know that. So you take the thought as I. And therefore anger thought. The whole anger thought is consciousness. But not knowing that you are consciousness, and that is reality, and the thought, etc., is mithya, not knowing that, well, you identify with the anger thought, and you give your introduction, I am angry. This is how it is. Every thought, a thought of a success is you. The thought of pleasure is you, thought of pain is you, thought of failure is you, thought of greed is you, thought of lust is you, and thought of compassion also is you. But you are just consciousness, present in the thought, right? Present in every thought. You should know your consciousness. If you don't know, a given thought you identify with and you say, I am angry, I am having a lust, or I am compassionate, etc., etc. So this is how it is. Consciousness pervades everything. You cannot say the anger thought is without the consciousness. The very thought, existence of the thought, the illumination of the thought is because of consciousness. And in which part of the thought of anger, in which part you are there? Can you tell me? Swamiji, anger thought, in anger thought, I am in the 10% part of that thought. No, the whole thought. The whole thought is in consciousness. Understand, this is a very big thing. And therefore there is no rejection of any thought. You don't run away from the thought because you know they are mithya. That is the thing. Your consciousness, which lends existence to everything and illumine everything, while you are the truth of everything. They are all apparent. They are all apparent. And therefore, every sense organ is you, but you are not the sense organ. Ear is you, eye is you, but you are not the eye. This is the knowledge. This is Vedanta. This is Vedanta, not dissociation. I am not the ear, I am not the eye, I am not the physical body. Then who are they? Who are they? If they are independent of you, you are not going to be limitless consciousness, Brahman. If anything which is away from you, so everything you cover, but they are all apparent. But this is how it is. If water doesn't know that it is water, then it identifies with a given wave and say, I am wave. And have a sense of limitation. Have a sense of, consider itself in time. Because wave is born and gone. So he says, I am born and gone. If he says, I am water, that's it. He can say, I am always. Why should it identify with a given wave? But it identifies due to human mind, fits into that, suppose. A human mind fits into the wave, then wave also, rather than realizing I am water, say I am just wave, etc. So anyway, so I is placed in the mind, and because of which, you say I am a given particular thought, etc. So consciousness is present in everything as the essence of everything. So the meaning of word I necessarily resolve into consciousness. I is without attributes. I is without any form. I am formless, simple consciousness. So this is, then the next part is Vachoha Vacham. We are in the second mantra. Okay? Yeah. And we have few minutes. Anyway, Vachoha Vacham. So Vak stands for the word actually. So the meaning of the word is nothing but the cognition. So when the word is heard, there is a recognition of the meaning. Vachoha Vacham refers to that because of which a word is heard, because of which a word is cognized, and which itself is not a word, which itself is not a cognition. If Atma is a given cognition, then definitely when the cognition goes away, Atma also goes away. Then nothing is left to say the cognition has gone. Something is there as a witness to say that cognition has gone. And therefore I am one who is free from the cognition. I am the free one who is not a word, who is not a cognition of a word. Vachoha Vacham, etc. So I is invariably present in every word, in the cognition of every word, in pronunciation of every word, in the cognition of every word, in revealing an object through the word. So that is called Vachoha Vacham. And Vak stands for other organs of action also. Vak is one of the organ of action. There are other organs of action called feet and hand, etc. So you can say, I am feet of the feet. I am hand of the hand. Right? I am hand of the... Like, I am ear of the ear, eye of the eye. Same way I am feet of the feet. I am hand of the hand, etc. also. I am speech of the speech. Anyway, so that which sustains all of them and giving reality to all of them is I, the Atma, the consciousness. So this is what it is. Sau pranasya pranaha. So his Atma is, I am the prana of the prana, I am breath of the breath, etc. So Upanishad changes gender here. Very quietly. Gender is changed. If you see the verse, it is Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Mano Yat. Yat is a neuter. And now says the same one, Yat means that. That means that Atma, but in neuter. Now says Saha. Saha is a pullinga, masculine. So same Atma is now presented. Saha pranasya pranaha means that Atma is a prana of the prana, breath of the breath. So Atma is presented in masculine now. All the genders are used. There is a word chiti, feminine. There is a word chaitanyam, neuter. There is word Atma, pullinga. Same. So all the genders are used because Atma is free from any gender. All the genders are Atma. All the genders are Atma. Atma is free from any gender. Right? This is Satyamitya. Please understand this. Eyes are I. I am not the eyes. Why? I am ear of the ear also. If I am the eyes, I cannot be ears. But Shrotrasya Shrotram, that reality alone is Chakshusas Chakshuhu. So therefore, eyes etc. are I. The very existence of eyes is due to me. And therefore, I am eye of the eye, I am ear of the ear. So, but I am free from basically eyes. I am not eyes, I am not ears. Same way here also, so pranasya prana, etc. So all the genders, etc. are I, but I am free from any gender. Because this human mind highly entrenched actually in gender, so has to go past this orientation. The self is free from all the three genders. While they are the self, I am free. So that's why Shastra uses in a single mantra itself two genders for the one thing. Shows that it is free from the gender. So Shastra quietly changed this. Earlier which was Yat in the first line, now in the third line it is masculine. So pranasya pranaha means prana means that which makes the body alive. So which sustains the body. Pranasya prana means the very prana exists due to Atma. So Atma lends existence even to the prana which enlivens the body, etc. And the word prana covers, the other manifestation of prana also, like apana, etc. Apana means ejection. The whole ejection is possible because of the Atma. The circulation, vyana, circulation is Atma. Ejection is Atma, circulation is Atma. This reversal system, udana, vomiting, etc., is also Atma. The reversal system is also. There are ways of removing the toxins from the body. Either ejection, either reversal. Yeah. Right? And so udana. The whole reversal system is I. This is how Swamiji I will know I am limitless. This is how you have to swallow everything. In a real understanding of I, nothing is apart from you. Everything is you, but you are independent of them. That is the final understanding of the self. You are independent of everything, but they are not independent of you. They derive existence from you. They function on account of you, but you are independent of them. That is the understanding. That is how you become everything. I am Sarvatma. I am the self of all. How you can become self of all? If you swallow everything in I, then only you become self of all. Therefore, this is understanding all the time. Satyamithya is this. Mithya is never away from the Satyam, but Satyam is ever independent of the Mithya. That is the understanding. So I am just consciousness, basically. Simple, formless, self-effulgent consciousness. Self-existent consciousness. Self-revealing consciousness. Limitless. That I am going to come now. That we have not touched. Limitless consciousness. Anyway, so the whole ejection system is I, even the circulation is I, The reversal system is I. Purposely I am saying I. If I say just consciousness, consciousness, it will remain in a third person. This is how the mind works. Anything mind knows by objectifying, different from me, the subject. Anything in the world you know. Anything. Whatever you know in this world, economics, chemistry, whatever you just know by objectifying. The knower is different. This is how you know. Same way here, now knowing the Atma, start objectifying. Therefore, the teacher has to all the time say I. So which is in the form of a subject. Anyway, so samana, even the digestion system is I. Also, all the capacities, the Shaktis have been covered. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti has been all covered here. So all of them are dependent upon the Atma, which is free from everything, free from any attributes. All these attributes are incidental. So nothing is left out now here, which is in this system, which is independent of Atma. Either a physical body, either a mind, either a thought, either pranas. In pranas also, apana, vyana, etc. Nothing is independent here of the I, the consciousness here in the individual. And we should add, that is the Atma. Saeva Atma. Shrotrasya Shrotam Manaso Manaha. Teacher doesn't say. Teacher should say, I am defining Atma. He doesn't say. Why he doesn't say? Because it is self-revealing. What is self-revealing has not to be revealed by the teacher. If words of the teacher reveal the self, self is not self-revealing. It is revealed by the words. Therefore, only Vedanta is nothing but correction of your understanding about the I. That's it. Correction of your understanding. You take yourself to be a limited being, etc. That is to be corrected. The whole suffering is due to this notion. Suffering is not real. Suffering is due to the notion about the I, which causes suffering. The cause of suffering is the notion of I, not the real I which is limited, etc. I am limited, I am subject to time, I am subject to various things, I am subject to punya papa, I am subject to birth and death, I am subject to old age. All this notion causes suffering. A wrong notion means a wrong understanding, born of self-ignorance. That's it. Therefore, there is really no cause of suffering in the world. There is no really, that's how Bhagavan says, Ashocyan Vashochastam. There is no cause of sorrow. The cause of sorrow is a wrong understanding of oneself. One has to correct. That's it. If you correct it, you are self-revealing consciousness. On self-revealing consciousness, you impose the body, etc. You include that, and then you suffer. Which is just apparent, you include in the reality. That is how it is. So mantra does not specifically mention here that Saeva Atma, etc. because it is self-revealing. So when you see me, it is proven. Atma is there. When you see me, it is proven. How, Swamiji? Well, you see me because of what? Because of, there is a light in my eyes. You see me, Swamiji, because there is a light. Let's take that way. You see me because there is a light. Suppose if there is no light, you will not be able to see. I am here. Your eyes are open, but you will not be able to see me. You see me because there is a light. Light falls on me, my body, gets reflected, comes to your eyes, and you see. But not just you see my body, you see the light also, which illumines this body. Then you see the light, you see the body because of the light. But you see the light because of which light? Oh, light in my eyes. Consciousness is my eyes. But suppose you close the eyes, still you see the light also and you see the body also in your mind as an image. In which light do you see that? Which light? Because these lights are not there. Sunlight is not there in your mind. This light is not there in your mind. Still you see my image, this light, sun, everything as an image, as a thought in your mind. The whole thought is lighted. What is that light? What is that light? That is how consciousness is to be known. There is no other way to know the consciousness or Brahman but to know as a witness of all the thoughts, which illumines all the thoughts. All the thoughts are non-separate from you, etc. This is also there in this this Upanishad as a Pratibodha Viditam Matam, etc. We'll see. If I time permits, I will tell. Anyway, so Saiva Atma. So basically, there is because there is a sight, color and form you see, therefore it proves sight consciousness is there. Hunger consciousness, resolve consciousness, doubt consciousness, time consciousness, the body consciousness, body height consciousness, body weight consciousness, body looks consciousness. Where consciousness is not? Anything is. Body color consciousness, body color is, body color consciousness is. So consciousness is there because of which I am conscious of everything, because of which all these things exist. Then the space in front of this body, I am conscious of. Space in the right side of the body, I am conscious of. Space in the left side of the body, I am conscious of. Space above the head of this body, I am conscious of. So not just I am present in the body and conscious of the body, mind, etc., senses, etc. I am conscious of the space. I am conscious of the time. And therefore, body along with the space is in what? Is in consciousness. Then what's your dimension? If you are present inside, your dimension is this, 5 feet 8 inches. But you are also conscious of the other bodies. You are conscious of that space. You are conscious of time. The way you are conscious of the body, you are conscious of the senses, you are conscious of the organs of action, you are conscious of the pranas, you are conscious of the thoughts. Same way you are conscious of the space. What is the dimension of that consciousness now? So, therefore, consciousness is limitless. The self-effulgent consciousness is limitless. That is called Brahman in the Shastra. But Brahman appears in all the 4 Vedas. Yesterday somebody asked the question. Even in Kena Upanishad, word Brahman is there. Belong to Samaveda. In Shukla Yajurveda, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, word Brahman is there. If you are very insistent about no, word Brahman should be there. Yeah, it is there. All 4 Vedas. Shukla Yajurveda, Aham Brahmasmi. Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Upanishad. Well, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And then in Atharva Veda, well, it is there. Mandukya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. Both belong to Atharva Veda. Mandukya Upanishad, Ayama Atma Brahma. In Mundaka Upanishad, wow, so much. Brahma Ivaidam Purastad, Brahma Paschad, Brahma Dakshinatascha Uttarena. The whole verse is there in the 2nd chapter at the end. And in Rigveda also, I told you, Prajnanam Brahma, Aitareya Upanishad. Everywhere, Brahman is presented, which lends existence to everything, including space, time, and everything. And therefore, Brahman, anything which lends existence to a given thing, that is the cause of the thing. And therefore, in the Shastra, Brahman is presented as the cause of the universe. This consciousness which is here, which is Shrotrasya Shrotram, which is ultimately limitless, is Brahman Jagat Karanam Brahma, which is the cause of the entire universe. Therefore, I pervade everything. Not just I pervade here everything, I lend existence to everything, I pervade everything. So this is how. So objects basically are many and varied, they are variable. Well, the objects depend upon the consciousness or Brahman. Consciousness does not depend upon the objects, nor does it have the objects as their attributes. So, of these two, the variable objects, etc., is mithya. And the invariable consciousness is satyam. And you cannot find a marking line between a variable object and consciousness. Try to find a marking line, a boundary between the consciousness and the sound, between consciousness and the form, between consciousness and the space, between consciousness and time. Try to find a boundary. If you can, please let me know. Please let me know. If you can find, Swamiji, I have separated time and consciousness. That shows whole thing is apparent. Whole thing is apparent. like the wave, is non-separate. You cannot find a marking line between wave and the water. Same way, you cannot find a marking line between sound and consciousness, color, forms and consciousness, taste and consciousness, space and consciousness, time and consciousness, this body and consciousness. This body and consciousness, suppose Swamiji you say, how can it be? But that body and this consciousness, that body and consciousness, no. And even if you say, Swamiji, there is a distance between the consciousness and the other body. What is that distance in terms of space? The space, the whole space is in what? Consciousness. Therefore, all the bodies along with the space is in consciousness. Then what is the distance between this body and consciousness? No distance. What is the distance between that body and consciousness? No distance. Could you follow? This is how it is. And therefore, you are the cause of everything. The world which is known and unknown is totally pervaded by I, the consciousness. This is how we have to understand. So, and since they are apparent, when they are there, you are still consciousness. And when they are not there, still you are consciousness. Space is, consciousness is. Time is, consciousness is. Space is not, consciousness is. Time is not, consciousness is. Body is, consciousness is. Because this is the nature of the world. They come and go from consciousness. That is what it is. They come and go. You are the very cause. Well, unaffected by those, the world, unaffected. So totally free from all attributes, etc. So this is the self-knowledge. And then, well, the result has been shown. The result of this knowledge also has been shown is freedom from death. If you see the verse in that, the last line says, Pretyasman lokad amrutaha bhavanti. Asman lokat pretya. In that also, in previous line also, atimuchya dhiraha pretyasman lokad amrutaha bhavanti. The result of this knowledge is freedom from death. Not that you become free from the death because you know. Means if I don't know, I will be bound to take birth. That's not correct. You take yourself bound, that's a notion. Now you have removed the notion. You are ever free. Even whether you know or not, you are free from birth and death. But you don't know. If you don't know, you don't get an advantage. Yeah. That is how the thing is. If one doesn't know that it is a rope, one takes the snake as a real, then definitely he will have a fear. Yeah. But Swamiji, there is no snake to begin with. That's true. But the person says there is a snake. So he will have a fear. Fear born of the notion of the snake on the rope. So suffering born of the notion, not that there is a real snake. Suffering to that person, fear, is due to the notion that it is a snake. So knowledge makes you free from the notion, the error regarding the I, etc. So, not that you become free from death, etc., because you gain the knowledge. The consciousness is ever free from birth and death, etc., because it is timeless. Very time exists in consciousness. I said the space exists in consciousness, etc. So consciousness is self-existent. What is self-existent is ever-existent. What is ever-existent has no death. What is ever-existent is not within the boundary of time. What is ever-existent, what is bound in time, was non-existent before, right now exists, will not exist in future. What is timeless is ever-existent. Very time exists in consciousness. You prove there is a time. Without consciousness, you cannot prove. And therefore, you are timeless. You are ever-existent. Then there is no death, etc. No birth also. So, dhiraha amrutaha bhavanti. Two expressions are used here. Atimuchya dhiraha. Atimuchya and asman lokat pretya. So, atimuchya, giving up the notion of I in the ears, etc. Well, because he was having a atma buddhi in the ears, etc., which are time bound, he was saying, I am time bound, etc. I am having death, etc. So, atimuchya. And Asmad lokat pretya. Asmad lokat pretya means dying to this notion that I am as good as body. Asmat. Asmat means from this. From this means there is something in front which you know. Then only you use word this. This when you say, you already know it. Then only you use word this. Right? Sarvanama, this when you use, you know something in front which you know already. So from this, asman lokat pretya, means dying to the notion that I am as good as this body, because body is known to you, the mind is known to you, the senses are known to you. So, earlier I was having the I sense in that. Now I have given up the I sense. I have as though withdrawn from the body mind. Why, Swamiji, as though withdrawn? Because withdrawal we do every day from the body mind senses. Every day we do. Having the I sense in the body mind sense complex and have a sound sleep is impossible. Right? You still, if you are conscious that you are a body, you are a mind, you are senses, and I am having a sound sleep. No. So in a sound sleep, definitely, you as though withdraw from the body mind sense complex. Totally. But in morning when you get up, you are the same, not you, I am the same samsari fellow. In fact, from the bed itself, I start complaining in my mind. Yeah. I get up, even though I withdraw every day, I get up as again a limited being. So what is this asman lokat pretya? Withdrawing from this asmat lokat, withdrawing from this body-mind sense complex means what? In terms of knowledge. How do you say that it is in terms of knowledge? Dhiraha. The wise people who have done this discrimination, viveka between Atma and Atma, etc., they have withdrawn as though, in terms of knowledge. Knowledge means what? Well, definitely it is understanding they are mithya, they are apparent. They exist on account of you. You are independent of them. They are all time bound. They appear in you and go away in time. But you are independent of them. You are timeless consciousness. Understanding that is your reality. That is the real I. I am simple consciousness, nothing else. Simple. Not simpleton. Simple consciousness. Pervading everything. And then because of that, everything. But Swamiji, how one I consciousness appear in many forms, many bodies, many minds, all this. That is what the Maya is. Maya is this all names and forms. All these names and forms which you are right now seeing, they were unmanifest. They are now appearing as the world, manifest. They again resolve as unmanifest, again Maya. Again appear as Jagat. That is going on. But the basis, where whole thing is happening, well, is consciousness. Like the whole movie, it's another world. Happens just on a screen. Just one screen, that's a reality. That's how I always say the hair of the heroine is also screen, and the eyes of the heroine also is screen, and the table also, or the chair where she is sitting also is screen. Everything is screen, just screen. That's the reality. All whole thing is apparent. But and in beginning we are all philosophers. Because you enter into the theater, you see there's a screen, because they have not started casting so you see just a screen. And when they start the movie, initially you feel, it is all apparent, it is screen only. But then slowly raga dvesha starts coming. You like particular hero and you dislike certain, some villain, etc. And then slowly you forget the screen. And what is appearance on the screen becomes real for you. That's how you laugh also, and you cry also, and you scream also. Suppose villain is coming with a bullet, etc. Well, then definitely you scream. You tell villain is on the backside of your favorite hero. See, we will do that. Everything, the villain also, the whole thing, his hand, everything is just screen. This is how it is. Socrates may say the whole world is a stage and this and that. But ultimately, this is what it is. You are that screen. on which the whole show takes place. From unmanifest to manifest, whole thing takes place in you. It's beautiful, right? Knowing that you are just consciousness. To arrive at the consciousness is not a big deal because it is self-revealing. It is just you. Most proximate to you is you. What is most proximate to you is you. Nothing is as close as you yourself. Only error, right? Only error, which is not really you, which is just an apparent, which is an appearance of you, you take it as a real, that is you. It's not true. You are simple consciousness pervading everything. So wise people know this. Dhiraha amritaha bhavanti. So dhiraha, they are now no longer subject to death. What is subject to death dies. And physical body is subject to death, well, because it is put together. It's an assembly. Any assembly is put together. It is put together in time. It disintegrates in time. Nothing, nobody can do anything. Even Bhagavan has raised their hands also. Bhagavan said very clearly in 2nd chapter that the world is like this. It's constantly changing from birth to death, etc. So a house, a cell, a car, everything is put together. That's the definition of the world. Put together with a certain purpose. A car is put together of various parts with a certain purpose. A watch is put together of a parts with a certain purpose. Everything is put together at a given time, will disintegrate at a given time. Consciousness is free from any parts. What is limitless cannot have a parts. What is limitless cannot have a parts. It is free from the parts. So they are not the parts are joined together at a given time. The very time-space exists in consciousness, which is free from parts. So that is Shrutrasya Shrutram, etc. Pranasya Pranaha, etc. also says the same thing. Amrutaha Bhavanti. There is no last breath of consciousness. And there is no first breath of consciousness. Yeah. Pranasya Pranaha. Oh, Swamiji, he breath his last. Who breath is last? I, the consciousness, in which there is a movement of prana, etc. In which, it's like the air moves in the space. The pranas move in consciousness. Prana moves in consciousness. The very movement of prana is in consciousness. The very existence of prana is due to consciousness. Like ears, etc. How much we can say? There's so much. So that the body, dies is not a problem. I die is a problem. That the body is ugly is not a problem. I am ugly is a problem. Body does not have any complex. That's how it stores fat, wherever it can store. If body has the complex that I will look ugly, it will not store. Whatever you eat, it will remove. It will shape itself. Yeah. Wants to maintain figure. Body wants to maintain. No. Body doesn't. I, the conscious being, has complex, not the body which is inert. Therefore, I am body is not true. I of a different order of reality, it proves so clear. I, which has a complex, is a conscious being. Body is not a conscious on its own. Body is not by nature conscious being. Therefore, I am body is an error. I is of a different order of reality. Body is of a different order of reality. Is an error. Clear error. This is how we prove. I am body. How can you say it is error? Body has complex on its own. Sometime I will say I have a complex. Let's say I am ugly. Sometime body should tell I am ugly because I am body. But body doesn't say. And the way it stores fat, you have a complex that I am now, what's that? Becoming black and this and that and sunburns and nothing. Body does not have any complex that I am looking ugly also. You are conscious of your looks. Body does not have any complex of a height. Oh, I am of this height. You have that. I, the conscious being who is conscious of the body, on the basis of body makes a judgment. And then suffer. Then suffer. That's what I say. The suffering is due to the wrong notion. Why wrong notion? Notion is due to notion centered on I. That's it. Vedanta does the job of correcting it. That's it. That's it. So freedom from suffering is ultimately freedom from the notion about the I that causes suffering. So, well, how to know Atma? Only by one method, and that is by claiming that I am the Atma and the consciousness. If you include body, mind, etc., you become adjective. Yeah. You become adjective. What adjective? If you include body, mind, etc. in the consciousness, you say, I am conscious being, conscious individual. Adjective. If you exclude body, mind, with the help of this knowledge, understanding them as a mithya appearance, etc., well, you become noun. I am consciousness. Yeah. So this is what it is. So anyway, so I, the consciousness, ever existed. So to claim I am consciousness, now understand, to claim I am consciousness, you require mind and body, physical body. But to be consciousness, to exist as consciousness, you don't require body and mind. Could you follow? To claim I am consciousness, you require mind and body. But to exist as consciousness, to be just as consciousness, you don't require. Like, I give you an example. Like the light pervades the hall. To recognize the light, you require a hand. But it falls on that and reflected and comes to your eyes. And therefore you say light is. So to recognize the light, the presence of light in the hall, you require hand or any other object. Where the light falls, reflected and comes to your eyes. And thereby you say light is. So to recognize the light, you require objects. But suppose hand is not there. Light is also not there. Is it true? Hand is not there, then light also is not there. It's not true. Even if you walk away, light will remain. So the light will remain irrespective of the hands and other objects. But to recognize the light, that there is a light, if you want to say, you need objects. This is what. So to claim I am a self-existent consciousness, etc., you require mind. Mind, then Swamiji, mind only is required. Why physical body? Because the subtle body can function, the mind can function remaining in its locus, in the gross body. So you definitely, to claim I am consciousness, you require the mind as well as the body. But to be consciousness, existent, consciousness which is self-existent, doesn't require body, mind or anything, because it is self-existent. In fact, everything derives existence from consciousness. So if those things are not there, like water, for water to be existent, it doesn't need wave. Yeah. For water, well, to exist, it doesn't need a wave. Wave appears or disappears. It is just in water only. That is how it is. So therefore, tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate. Abba, the whole chapter is this. May you know, O Shishya, O Bete, may you know this. That is the Brahman which is Shrotasya Shrotram, Manaso Manaha, Vachoha Vacham. That Brahman, Tvam Vidhi. May you know this as a Brahman. This consciousness which is self-revealing, self-existent, limitless consciousness is Brahman. Nedam Yadidam Upasate. That Brahman is not meditated upon as an object. It is the very subject. That is how the chapter 1 is over. And I think I have given you the essence of the Upanishad. Chapter 2 definitely pertains to a little bit chapter 2 is a taste of a student. Teacher has stopped talking and teacher is asking now to the student that do you know Atma or not? Now what student should say? Very smart. He doesn't say. If he says, I know Atma, well, then it is an object of knowledge. So he doesn't say. If he says, well, I don't know Atma, then he says, what you have done, what I was talking. Very particularly, very beautifully it says. But I cannot take it. Wonderfully says, and he says, I am giving you answer. He got up in the class when teacher asked, do you know Atma? He got up in the class and he answered. And he was so bold. He said, if whatever in this class understand my answer also knows the self. I know the self, and whoever understands my statement regarding your question, oh teacher, they also know the self. Amazing. But I can't take that because it is in chapter 2. Chapter 2 is regarding how to know the Atma ultimately. It is beyond known and unknown. Known and unknown is all pertaining to the objects. Anyway, which is the basis of the knower, knowledge and known. Because of which everything is. That is the Atma. That is the essence of the thing. And then chapter 3, as I told you, the same teaching is illustrated with the help of a story. And lastly, chapter 4 is, if you are interested in this knowledge, well, you have to prepare yourself. Because the knowledge takes place in the mind, and mind has to be prepared. But for that preparation, you need, here the sadhanam has been given as, have been given as a upasana, certain meditations, beautiful meditations, and karma yoga, certain values, ethics, etc. If they are there, your mind will be free from ragadvesha. What you need is an abiding mind, because mind should abide in its own nature, and that is self. Right? That is the self. If mind is a projecting mind due to likes and dislikes, it will not be able to gain the knowledge. So it has to be not a projecting mind. It should be free from likes and dislikes. And that is, it should be an abiding mind. Abiding mind, to gain abiding mind, you need certain means of preparation of mind. That is, one is upasana, there is a karma yoga. Karma yoga, of course, definitely helps you to get rid of ragadvesha. Not get rid of. One cannot get rid of likes and dislikes. Never. They don't bother you. That's it. When any likes and dislikes, they are there, but they don't bother you to fulfill. That's enough. And that is how it will remain. People feel my mind has lots of likes and dislikes, and they start hating themselves. Never do that job. One can never become free from likes and dislikes. Swamiji, how can you say that? Any likes and dislikes, any like and dislike is ultimately born of the tendencies, vasanas. And vasanas are born of the various experiences of the past lives, of infinite lives. So infinite experiences, infinite tendencies. And from that, likes and dislikes also are infinite. Therefore, best way is, likes and dislikes should not bother me. That's it. Whether I fulfill or not fulfill. And they are there. We experience. Certain thing we want. We have a desire. But at the same time we say, I don't bother whether I fulfill or not. That's the thing. That kind of a thing is required. That's done by karma yoga, etc. Okay. So with this, we have completed this essence of Upanishad. And here we put it. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.